Police with guns are a ticking time bomb.
We have been saying that this is dangerous, that someone will get killed, and we were right.
Face-to-face contact.
Portland State University students didn't hold back. Today, they made their concerns crystal clear to university leadership. Those students spoke directly to the Board of Trustees, demanding campus police be disarmed. Christine Pitawanich was at that meeting this morning, and Christine, students say they want the board to make a decision.
Brenda, students tell me they think it has taken far too long for university leadership to make a decision on disarming campus police officers. Today, students came prepared, holding signs. The most recent debate over disarming campus police started nearly a year ago when PSU officers shot and killed Jason Washington. Washington was breaking up a fight when a gun fell out of his pocket. He had a concealed carry license, but police shot him when he tried to pick it up. Today, multiple students spoke to trustees, voicing their frustration with the lack of decision-making on the issue.
We feel like the longer the university pushes this off to more and more committees and more third parties, the issue will kind of just dissolve, and that's what we think they're trying to do.
Earlier this year, the university commissioned a report that found that more than half of students and faculty at PSU wanted to disarm campus police officers. But that same report also recommended keeping campus police armed. That board meeting slated to go until about 12:30, though it could end earlier. An advisory committee made up of students, faculty, and the community was also expected to make their suggestions to the board. A university spokesman says, and gave me an update rather, saying the board didn't vote on disarming officers, and that may not happen until the fall. Back to you.
Thank you, Christine.